Do you understand? When you have a call on your life, you don't need to be elevated by men. You don't need anybody on this earth to recognize God's gift in you. Because when the time comes for God to show everybody the gift in you, you and nobody else will be able to hide it. Some of you right now are listening to the sound of my voice and you're discouraged because mama didn't see the gift in you and daddy didn't see the gift in you and your brothers didn't see the gifts in you and your teachers didn't see the gifts in you and your next door neighbor and your boss and your co-workers or your husband or your wife or your children, and nobody saw the gift in you. But God knows what he put in you. God knows what he put you on this earth to do. And when it says he anointed David in the presence of his brethren, you have to understand the significance of anointing, because an anointing is when God revealed his purpose for you, to you, and those around you. That's what an anointing is. And you got to understand that when there's an anointing, the anointing is always for an appointing. There's never an anointing without an appointing. So if there's an anointing on your life, that's because there is an appointing for your life. Now, here's what we want as human beings. We want the anointing today and the appointing next week. We want the anointing this month and the appointing next month. We want the anointing this year and the appointing next year. That's not how it works. God has ordained in his sovereign wisdom that between the season of anointing and the season of appointing, there has to be another season. And that season is called the season of disappointing. And that is the disruption that follows our intention. And that is the thing that makes us stronger. Strong enough to be, and it's the place where you're misunderstood. And it's the place where you're misaligned, and it's the place where people talk bad about you, and it's the place where they gossip about you, and it's a place where nobody recognizes your gifts, and it's a place where you're not getting paid what you're worth, and it's a place where you're not getting acknowledged for the things you bring to the table. But all of us go through a season of disappointing to make us strong enough to stay there when we get there. Enough said.